Just speaking in general, boy, there is no formidable opponent or that bone that never step on it. When you wanna mind the kind of giving hope when they down and out. Dig a hole so deep, ain't no climbing out.
Yeah, I hear him talking reckless. I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address. They say it lonely at the top, but just the best. Don't you see me out here shining better flex? I hear him talking reckless. I won't even stress. Just kill him softly with my press. Won't even address.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features the top-scoring pass offense in the NFL. The Vikings are top 10 in passing TDs, and they go up against the Bears defense that will need to be on its game.
EA Sports coverage takes us to one of the newest jewels on the NFL landscape, U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Minnesota Vikings. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. And to give this time to the tailback. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Time running out here on the play clock. Now they try the right side here. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them. The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd down.
Yep, they're in the nickel. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's able to find Diggs. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Here we go.
Now Mahomes on the bootleg. Letting one go deep for a Nunwa. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Defense showing blitz.
Here we go now.
Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down.
Here we go now. Good.
They go with Howard again. And he'll power his way up near the 25. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
Here we go. Set. Green, 39. Over.
Trubisky will throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Incomplete. Both players were there offensively and defensively, but it falls incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, batted free. So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And now out comes Minnesota. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. He sets to fire deep. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. Kyle Brenza on now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. Now it's Brinza to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Here we go now. Watch it now, Barney. Back down to that belly. Here we go.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
An update from Buffalo, and it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. On 3rd down, Trubisky. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit. I'm falling back on my playing days. If I had a receiver that was 3 inches taller than me and they couldn't complete a pass like that, my confidence really rose at that point. I probably said a few things to him to that effect.
Well, I just looked down. You're right. It's a 3-inch height difference. But, you know, these defensive backs, they can jump so high. That's not that big of a difference now in the NFL, is it?
Athleticism and timing can make up for that lack of 3 inches.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Watch it now. All right, here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. It'll be a 2-yard gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Ryan Quigley on now to kick this one away. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There's absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. That's complete to Meredith. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. He leads this one for Howard. 10 more there and another 1st down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So 2nd and 10 here. Trubisky to throw again. Looking for White on the deep ball. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Now it's Trubisky. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
All right, here we go.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And he's going to be taken down here. Back across midfield, 3 yards away from midfield at the 47. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And that will force a turnover on downs. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Spinning away. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That good for 19 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. It's 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the offense. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Kyle Brinza now on for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. And Brinza's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And that's a big collision. He's knocked backward as they will mark him down at the 29.
We got 3. 3 down. 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go. Gone. Here we go. Green 39. Leopard.
Trubisky to throw on second. Going for the deep ball. And he fires one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Space to run past the 20. Left side caught by Diggs. And down inside the 15 he goes. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
And he'll give it here to his running back. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain. And it's 3rd and 2 now. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Now it's Brinza to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking for White on the deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Trubisky to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. Spins by. Around the NFL, second quarter in Atlanta. That one now a 2-touchdown advantage for the Panthers. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? This is Howard on second down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now Trubisky on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now let's go.
Now a play fake here on first down. Letting one go deep for a Nunwa. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. After the interception, here's Trubisky. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 23. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised. But that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And, oh, that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Second and 5.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now they'll run on the draw. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Following the fumble recovery, it's Trubisky. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. He's going to air one out. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Green, 19. Watch it now, Barney. Gun. Green, 39. Gun.
On the toss play, Howard fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
Now let's go.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
No. Here we go now. Green.
Going to give this time to the tailback. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Second down, and the offense needing 5 yards.
Watch that in. Hurry up, here we go.
Now they'll run on the draw. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now they'll run on the draw. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Second down following the run. Shift together here from the D-line.
Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Vikings on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, line it.
Now they'll run on the draw. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Around the NFL, third quarter at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And the Panthers looking pretty good. Their lead growing even further. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage, look defensively. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Here we go. Blue, line it. Blue, line it.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front. And it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Now, this will be the 9th play on this drive.
Green 39.
Mahomes to throw on second down. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on.
All right, now, look at 56. Let's go.
They go play fake. Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Here's Trubisky to throw. Forced out to his left. And down he'll go at the 25. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! Leopard! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now it's Trubisky. And now here is another interception. Marcus May with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
They run a draw here on 2nd down, and he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Here we go now. 3-19.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And on 2nd and 10 now.
Here we go now. Green.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Over. Let's go. Green 39.
And to give this time to the tailback. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now they'll run on the draw. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
But that kind of loss of yards, that is usually an error by the guy carrying the ball. At the 1-yard line, you can't get too fancy there. You just got to try and plow forward and get what you can.
It's just a disaster. You go back to the 6 after you were at the 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Brin's kick is good. And that one ups the lead to 22-0. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. On the left side, a catch by White. A good pickup there at 22. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. On first down, Trubisky. Shaheen, the tight end, on the right side. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot.
Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now.
Here we go now.
Again, it's Trubisky. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
What's the old adage, be quick but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 3. One last shot for Trubisky. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will be out of bounds here with zeros on the clock as this ball game is over. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0.